sun. And as the moon lies low and overhead, we're lost. Slow, but on the back wall. Oh, where the city meets the sky. Most days stay the same. Please stay. For this fear of another time. As if I had a boat, I would sail to you, hold you in my arms, ask you to be true. Once I had a dream, and I had known before. Now I'm pointed north, hoping for a shore.
Fortunately, I'm here to tell the tale. Life is good, life is generous, and it's good to be kind to yourself. Basically, I got into boats, unfortunately following a really horrible divorce. It was really hard work, it really hurt a lot, and no doubt I was a bit to blame in that story, and had a lot of debt from the divorce, and I decided, well, what am I going to do? Can't afford a house, don't really want a house. And I was just walking down a towpath and saw a boat, like many people do, and thought, there's the answer. The rear door, basically, or the rear bulkhead, and this is the inside face of the boat, so that's what you see when you're in the boat, and that's what you see when you're from the outside. But you only see the top half, because the bottom half's hidden by the engine bay. So what we've done is lots of coats of paint, and now we're just putting the very final tin coat on. Really nice colour. My beautiful partner Fatima's going to help me. This is the only space we can get to work, and then of course everyone moans at us. How dare we use the public space? Fatima, do you want to run your hand over it, sweetheart?
Huh?
Just come and run your hand over it. Make sure
Yeah,
it's nice and smooth.
Alan, then here. You're not then here.
Oh, okay. Is that the really thin stuff? Or the thick stuff? It must be the thin stuff, darling.
Aye. It's not this one. You said the final coat.
Yeah, the final coat is the thin stuff. Alright, alright. quickly swap it.
You said me different.
No,
for
no, we
other
use
door.
no, we do the really thin coat. So just put the paintbrush in here. Put the paintbrush in there, and then just pick up the paint from there and start to spread it out. Okay. So spread that out over there. That's it. Spread it out over the 2 strokes, and that should be about the right.
For me, to be honest, it's very difficult. It's very different. But I decide to try and decide to help Alan do these things. And this is a challenge. We'll see. Probably stay a few years or not. I don't know. We'll see. It will be a challenge, and I think it will be nice. Now it's difficult. A lot of the situations is difficult, but we'll see. We'll be fine at the end.
So I'm building it in a way that it's easy to use. So I know, for instance, it's a fiberglass roof, and they are a bit unsafe. So I put a big steel structure on the inside, so people can actually walk on the roof. And if a tree were to fall on us, it would be safe. And so I want to make a safe space. And like the engine was completely rebuilt the engine, all wiring, everything. So it's been a massive project. And who can really afford a house these days? I can't. I'm not as young as I used to be. I'll never be able to afford a mortgage. Not sure what I'm going to do when I get to a point where I can no longer get on and off boats. It was in a bit of a state, I have to say, but it was affordable, and most importantly, it was a safe space, because after a divorce or anything really traumatic in your life, your head gets a bit screwy, and you think bad, dark thoughts. And the boat was really tranquil. It's just a lovely space being amongst the trees and the water. And sleeping on a boat is beautiful too, because it's like a very gentle movement, like almost at a cellular place really. It's like a bit like, I guess, being in the womb, where you've got a bit of fluid around you. A very gentle movement. I think it's very good for your mind and your body, and the two can't be separated. The emergency procedure is that if I start screaming, you also have to scream, and then we're going to draw some attention to ourselves, and hopefully someone responsible will come along and help us. I'm extremely lucky to have found Fatima. The one thing you really need in life is someone who's going to be your teammate.
Well, I come from Portugal 8 years ago, almost here, yeah, 8 years ago, and this life here is completely different from Portugal. After, during the first lockdown, I met Alan in this place where the boat is now, and we start talking because I'm curious to how is the boat inside, and when my kids come visit me, I would like try to do a trip, to stay here. And slowly we start talking. He helped me in allotment, and then we start our relationship. This is the boat where we meet, and for me it's very nice and very clean inside, because sometimes we saw a lot of beautiful boats, but you saw a lot of beautiful horrible boats too, like everything in the life, of course. In the very beginning, Alan said to me, in 3 months the boat is ready.
I'm an
Now it's 2
optimist.
years. And I start to realize, sometimes probably talk and it's not right like this. But anyway, I know you work hard, and it's difficult just for one person to do a lot of the things.
See, I'm
And
an optimist,
special-
darling. That's the problem. I'm an optimist. What do you expect?
Yeah, more than me.
It's better than being a pessimist.
I'm not so optimist. I think sometimes I think I'm more realist, to be honest, not pessimist.
We have a bit of a fallback plan for Fatima. So if something was to happen to me, for instance, and we never know when things are going to happen, right? Is we have a van project. So the van is in Fatima's name, and after we finish this boat, it'll be the van will be the next thing. So if something really bad happened, and my plan would be for her to take the van, hopefully finish, and she could just go off wherever she wants, maybe go home to Portugal, be with her family. She could have a little space that she could use for herself, and it'll give her something. And then the boats, well, that will get dealt with. You know, they'll get sold, and the money from them will go to the people I really care about and who care for me. And so she doesn't really have to worry too much, because I've sort of been thinking about that and listening to her, and that's the best I can do at the moment. I'd love to give her a house. Right, big cup or little cup?
Either one is fine. Thank you so much.
You know, if you're in a dry country and you've got 20 litres to shower, you would feel so privileged, because most people in places with little water have a little scoop handle jug, pour it over themselves, wet themselves down for about a litre, bit of soap, and wash themselves off for about a litre or 2. So someone in a dry country can get by on washing themselves with 3 or 4 litres of water. We've got 20 litres, we've got tons of water, you know, and so the amount of water we produce is the amount of water we have to get rid of. The waste tank, I can just show you, I don't know if you're interested in this, but for the toilet, so I'll just show you quickly. There's another question people have about boats. This is our little loo. So it's called a sea toilet. So the water supply comes from our main water tank, and all the waste liquid goes down into a tank here. On the outside of the boat we have a discharge point where we can go to, like a service station, to have the tank pumped out, or I've got little containers that I pump it into. Now the good thing about this loo is that the tank only holds so much liquid, so you don't actually need to flush the loo when you're going for a wee. We need to start saving water. It's a massively important resource. It's 3 o'clock.
Começa a ser que os dois interagem. Ele está com tudo restaurante. Foi uma mudança grande para ele.
I've had loads of people come to the boat who've expressed interest in owning their own boats. So I always give them as much information as I can, and always offer to help them if they need it. And if they seriously want to take on a boat, I'll go and have a look at it for them, or just give them some pointers on what to look out for. Because, you know, why not? Why not be decent? The boat became my place to live after buying it. I spent a lot of time and effort doing it up, and I'm always doing it up, always working on it. My daughter came to live with me, that's probably the best way to put it, and she was with me for a few months on the boat, but she was a young teenager and it wasn't an appropriate space for her to live. I didn't want her walking up and down this towpath by herself in the evening, so I decided to take on a place in Oxford, just renting it out near her school, and that was unbelievably difficult to do because you didn't really get much help, really. And as a single parent, as a dad, you know, you ring agencies and they say, what, a male? You know, it's looking after a child, what? That's unheard of, sort of thing. And the amount of bias there was towards single parents, men in particular, is amazing. Absolutely not understood at all. To know the good things is to also to have an understanding of the bad things. So to come from a really low point in your life, like really low points, where you're thinking of hurting yourself and just not worth, life's just not worth living. You have to understand the depths before you can understand the way out of the hole. And when you start climbing out of the hole, hey, you just keep climbing, right? It's a beautiful moment in every millisecond. You've just got to find it. You've got to find something beautiful and look forward to things. You know, it's about love, isn't it? Loving yourself, loving other people. It's about love. That's what it's all about.
Still I choose to swim, slip beneath the tide. Once I had a dream, once I had a hope. That was yesterday, not so long ago. This is not the end.